Ferguson got so mad? Do you think he... Because he did... Wait, no. Tony Ferguson got mad at you before we even had the podcast. Because we recorded the podcast, then that next night was when he started talking. That was because he thought you said Khabib and...
Because I think maybe. That's the only thing I can assume.
Yeah.
But I never said that's what should happen. What should happen is Ferguson versus McGregor.
Yeah.
That's the fight that should happen. I said what I believe what would happen is that Conor was going to fight the big money fight. But I was wrong. It seems as though Conor's interested in the Tony fight. You saw him make a post the other day.
Yeah.
Tony made a fantastic Grand Theft Auto themed post back at him. All I said is what I thought would happen.
Yeah.
Not what was going to happen.
So what happens when
So what if it happens though? Right. What if McGregor does fight Diaz and then he ends up fighting for the interim? Will he give me an apology? Well, DC, you were kind of right. I literally just said what I thought would happen.
Yeah.
That was the question.
I don't think you're getting an apology, but it's possible.
You know Tony?
No. But okay, so...
Tony's an odd guy.
So it was interesting, right? So Tony and Conor both posted. How often does the fighter know... Both fighters know they're fighting before... How often do both fighters know they're fighting before it's announced? Like, do they already say, hey, guys, here's you probably going to fight, start drumming up interest? Or is it like, hey, we might do this fight. Why don't you guys have a little back and forth, see if it gets the fans riled up so we can gauge how well this fight will do? Or are they just bored and they're just, going back and forth with each other?
We know when we get our bout agreements, so...
But they don't tell you before, like, hey, this is what's going to happen in the bout agreement.
No, the UFC never says go out and try to drum up interest in a fight before they make the fight. The UFC will normally make the fight that is what's supposed to be made, So, yeah, I don't think for a second that they act. The chef just took off. Yes, you're right, Julio. Chef just took off. Lord knows where Dennis is. He's been gone for the last 10 minutes. The only one standing strong is Brian Crutchford. And this dude just put his sweat tap back on. I don't know what's wrong with that dude. I don't know what's wrong with him.
He had the hardest time with the first one.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he went from 1 to 5. So either we're going to find a whole bunch of chicken meat under the table, or he just burned to the peak of burning and then said, "Fuck it, I'll just keep going."
Who's that, Dennis?
No, him, because
Brian.
Remember how he was struggling with 1? Dennis was on 4 when he was on 1.
Dennis went so fast that I think it started to burn at his stomach.
Yeah.
You might want to check on him, man.
He's the only one that knows where the bathroom is.
Was that?
Not even in this building.
He was shaking, man.
Who was shaking?
Dennis.
His eyes were all red.
He was like,
Seriously, shaking everything.
I didn't lose my tooth in an MMA fight. So what happened was I was wrestling and I had gotten the bridge, and I didn't. Somebody said Dennis is pissing from his ass right now.
I saw Dennis. They were calling Dennis a pussy for not finishing, and then when they said he was lactose intolerant, they're like, "I take it back. He's pounding milk and he's lactose intolerant."
He's fucked up right now. We have no idea how we're supposed to stop this fucking podcast.
Oh yeah,
because Dennis is the guy that does all that shit.
Are we even recording?
Yeah, we're recording, but Dennis does all this.
He's gonna wake up in the middle of the night and be like, "What the fuck am I?" To question all his life decisions.
Dennis is the only guy that knows where the bathroom is too, right? So he's he's fucking hogging it.
There's no bathroom inside this unit. You got to go down. You got to go outside, down the street a little bit. Then there's some shared bathrooms.
Brian, you feeling better?
Still burning, but it's gradually coming up, so I can feel the spices or whatever was in the wings. I can still feel it in my nostrils down.
People actually think that you're the champ. They say you should get the money, Brian.
Yeah.
Are you willing right now? You're the only one in here. Are you ready to throw these guys out under the bus and take the fucking cash?
Yeah.
The best part about it was how they just halfway through they're like, "All right, fuck it, 2 against 1." Us against Dennis, and we're like, "Yep, that works."
I'll eat more. I'll eat more to actually win the whole challenge.
All right. No, you don't get a break.
No, he said if he finishes them all, then
you can't finish those all.
How many
you
are
barely
left?
get through that many.
That's what we got a whole pile over here.
655. There's probably 8 left.
He can't fucking do
I'm
that.
not doing that. No way.
There's no way.
No, I can't do it.
You fought valiantly, though, son. You really did fight valiantly. I'm very proud of you.
Plus, the other 2 guys may never come back, so you may get all the money anyway.
I don't know where they are.
Blurry.
There he is. Here comes the shelf. You worked him on the shelf.
Did you see Dennis anywhere? Where is he?
Where's
in the
Dennis?
bathroom?
Yeah, he went and washed his hands.
Yeah, I blurred.
He's not okay.
Did you go wash your hands too?
Nah,
Chef, can I ask you a question? Are you okay? What?
He's shaking his head.
Chef, are you okay, Chef?
Look at his eyes.
He almost fell.
Wait, look at this. He's taking Dennis's throne. He just took over Dennis's spot.
Are you going to run the podcast now, Chef?
nah.
What did you look at? You looked
I
to see
already
what
do
kind of
5
equipment
minutes
you
with the chef, then do this.
You what?
I already do 5 minutes with the chef, then do this.
You'll never do another challenge?
All right, so when Dennis gets back, we'll get Cassandra to call in. We'll do 5 minutes Chef and Cassandra.
Well, he can't do that today. He's pretty. I think he's out of commission.
All right.
Hey, so listen. Anyways,
What do you think about us? What about speaking of this, Bigfoot, that fight?
you know, man, Bigfoot. Honestly, he should be proud of himself. He went to the second round with one of the best kickboxers on the planet. I mean,
No, he should be proud of himself, but should anyone have let him fight?
I think at this point, with as many knockouts as he suffered, it's only doing damage, right?
Yeah.
It's not.
So does he think everyone's telling him don't do this, but ultimately you just
I
make
think
your
what
own
they're
decision?
telling him, honestly, I heard that out of American Top Team, I heard that they're telling him maybe he should go try professional wrestling or something, right? Just go do something where you're not taking that damage anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be a good idea. I mean, he's a big guy. I'm pretty sure he can find a place in the WWE slow, so he wouldn't be able to do a lot of the acrobatic stuff that the guys are doing nowadays. But I believe there's a place for him, maybe doing professional wrestling instead of actually still taking damage. Because he got cracked yesterday against Rico Verhoeven.
Yeah.
He got cracked bad, man. So he's still getting damaged pretty bad. You just got to know when it's time to walk away, right? Everybody has to know.
You think it's one of those things where everyone says they'll know and then nobody ever knows? Who walked away at a good time?
The sad thing about our game is that most people don't.
GSP
right?
did the first time, right? Pretty good time. I got a
I think he went.
questionable decision, so
I think he went too early. Honestly, I think he went too early. Most people don't get the fairy tale ending, right? Most people don't. As a champion, you don't get to go out on top. That's just not how it works. It's almost like professional wrestling, right? The old guy gets pinned by the new guy that's going to be the man.
Yeah.
You put him over, and that's most times how fighting works too. Not many guys get to go out on top. So here's the thing. So in regards to me, after the Jones fight, I had a lot of questions, right? Is it time? Am I done? And as time goes on, you kind of try to think about it. And I was like, well, I felt like I was fighting decent. You know, he set up a great kick, got a great finish. But I feel like I'm at 38. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Still getting better. I'm getting more comfortable in there. So it's like, I still got time. But another guy, you know, but what if I don't have time? What if in the next fight, I'm fighting Ozdemir, a guy that a few years ago I was going to just kind of throw down and dominate? What if he wins this time? What if he knocks me out? What if it was my time and I just didn't recognize it?
Yeah.
That happens, and I would have to be smart enough to know that, the time has come where you got to walk away.
Because I heard, like, your skills you can evaluate, right? In camp, you can say, hey, I'm fast. I'm just as fast. My endurance is just as good. My strength is just as good. I'm getting guys the same way in the gym. But the chin, you can't, right? The chin's the one where...
the chin goes.
Can't you tell in practice? Like, you always say, like, oh...
Stuff hurts a little bit
start to
more
know.
if you start to lose the chin, right?
Yeah.
The punches that normally would have done nothing will start to feel like something. I think for me, we figure when the athleticism starts to go, like just a little bit of the athleticism, the speed, the movement, the ability to get out of the way of things is when I am going to know that it's time for me to walk away.
Yeah.
Because when those things that come natural, right? When those gifts start to erode, I'll walk away. I've set myself up pretty good for the future. So, but most guys don't get the fairy tale ending, and Bigfoot's one of those guys. It's his time. You know, when he went from being beating Fedor in the way that he did, being one of the top 3 heavyweights in the world, to losing to me, then getting demolished by Kane, then again getting knocked out by Kane, getting knocked out by everybody else that followed, it was probably time for him to say, you know what, I've got to do something different. But who are we to tell a guy when it's time to go?
Because sometimes, right, a guy seems unbeatable. Someone beats him, which makes the guy that just beat him like, holy shit, he just did the impossible. But then the guy who was unbeatable, then I always think it's weird if he goes on to lose like 3 of his next 4 fights, and I think, wait, did that take away from the accomplishment of the first guy that beat him? Or is he a diminished fighter after the first one? Or he's, mentally he's questioned himself? Or, because it's always like, was that as big a deal knowing now what would happen in the next couple of fights? It's always hard to, I guess, that MMA math, which never adds up.
It doesn't. And sometimes you think a certain way, but it doesn't work. Can't do MMA math. So, here's the question. You watch any football today?
I did.
You watch the Saints game?
No, but I didn't start Mark Ingram, which pissed me off. And I didn't